Hello, Fusioners. This is your program Experiences. My name is Lin Hernandez, and I have a spectacular guest today. Randy Gage is with me, and we're going to talk to him about how he recently joined FuXion and about his experiences, a little bit about his life, some details. So I'm sure you are going to enjoy this program. Welcome, Randy.
Hey, it's great to be here with you.
I'm so happy to have you here. Well, we have been friends for 2 years, but now you are a FuXioner. So this is incredible. We are super happy. So tell me, what brings you to FuXion?
Well, here's the behind the scenes that nobody knows.
That's
till
what
now.
I want to know. That's what I want to know.
You got an exclusive scoop. You know, I've been smart with my money. I don't need to work. So I looked at, when I realized I was going to leave the other thing, my first inclination was maybe I just walk into the sunset. I don't need to do this. I don't need the bonus check. But I was having conversations with Anna David Feinstein and Billy Looper, who are some of my dearest friends. And Billy was like, you better find, you got us into this. You don't just walk off into the sunset. And so we said, well, and I said, well, if I'm not going to walk off in the sunset, man, I got to find something that I'll be excited about.
Absolutely.
It's got to be something that makes me get lit up. And that's where FuXion came into play, where my whole thing was, it's got to be about the character of the founders, the owners, the people who drive the operation. Absolutely. Because I won't even look at a comp plan first. I wouldn't even look at a product line first. I wouldn't look at what markets you're opening first. The first thing I want to know is, are these good people?
Absolutely, that's the heart.
Yeah, because of what we were running away from, that was the most important thing to us. And then we could say, and then of course, if we look at the product line, we say, wow, these are amazing. This is an extraordinary product line. You look at the compensation plan, it's very lucrative. It's very rewarding. It produces the right behavior. And then we looked and said, wow, well, it's only in 12 countries. Well, 12 is a lot of countries. But compared to where we used to be, that's not a lot of countries. But then we looked at that and said, imagine being able to take this around the world and for us to be able to launch the United States. Mexico is open, but it's not really doing much so far with FuXion. It's a number of Chile and some of the other Latin American markets are still, even Peru, which is huge with FuXion, Ecuador, which is huge with FuXion. They're a tiny percentage of what their potential is.
Absolutely. The potential is huge.
Yeah, so we looked at that and said, hey, imagine the opportunity to take this to Europe, to take this to Asia, Australia, New Zealand, Russia, Kazakhstan, Ukraine, all of those things over the next 10 years, 15 years. And that was really exciting. That was really exciting.
I heard that you have brought some of your friends with you, and you mentioned some. So tell me about your team. Tell me about the people that is coming with you.
They are some of the most extraordinary leaders that you will ever find in this profession.
I have seen that.
That's what excites me, because that's the stuff you can't teach. That's the stuff you can't buy. So what's real exciting is I've got this amazing leadership team, which are people who've come to the same conclusion I did, that hey, that last rodeo was not the one they thought it was. And then we've joined with this existing leadership team with FuXion, and we're going to rock the world.
I know that.
We're going to create history with this right here, right now.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the concepts of the company. For example, I want you to tell me, through health, what does that mean to you?
In FuXion, they would say true health is physical health, financial health, emotional health. In my parlance, we might say mind, body, and spirit.
Okay.
We're both talking about the same thing. It's that holistic approach. I'm a very health conscious person. I have been for a lot of years. because I was a very unhealth conscious person from a lot of years before that.
Okay.
And was very sick and realized, wow, I remember laying in bed sick one day. I've been in bed for like a week, and I thought, if I could just get healthy, if I could just get my body to be able to keep up with my mind, I would be wealthy, I would be rich, I would be happy. And so that set me on the road to health and wellness. And pretty much all, if you look at my experience, I've always been in wellness companies, and the last program that I worked was a wellness company. What excites me about FuXion is, and Jaime Loquier, he really crystallized this as we were working on this new product flyer, and he said, you know what, the important thing we need to tell people is they don't need to change their habits. There's so many business opportunities, so many companies, or so many product lines, they say, you need to change your habit. You have to do this 5 times a week, and you got to change what you do here. And he said, the thing with FuXion is, you don't have to change any habits. You just, in other words, you're already drinking sodas. You're already drinking coffee. You're already drinking tea. So you're drinking juice. You're drinking sports drinks. So keep drinking that stuff, but drink healthier versions of it. So if you look at this, I mean, it's just, I've got a bottle of water, and I've got the liquid fiber, and I've got the on. And so I'm a guy, I carry around a water bottle with me everywhere. I keep a bottle in every car of mine all the time. I always want to hydrate myself. So now the difference is, instead of just drinking water, I'm drinking really nutrient-rich water. So I'm doing on, or if I want to focus, I'm doing off, or before my softball games, I'm mixing on with Vita Energy. So depending on what it is. So that's the exciting thing about the product is we don't have to, we're not out there trying to change people's lifestyle and make them reinvent their life. We're saying, hey, you're already doing that stuff. Billy Looper was talking about it last night at dinner. He was a Diet Coke addict. I have been to lunch with him where he's drank 5 or 6 diet, because you get those places and they always come and refill your glass. And I've been with lunch with him, and I'm like, dude, you had like 7 of those. You know, you're going to be in a diabetic coma if you have another soft drink. And he just gave them up when he got exposed to the FuXion products, started mixing them in, and realized, wow. I think he had, for like 2 days, he had headaches because of all the sugar and caffeine he used to get from all those sodas he drank. And then he's like, wow, ever since then. So that's what is really exciting from the product marketing side.
Transforming and changing life.
Yeah, because most of my team, we've been in the business of trying to re-educate people for a lot of years. You should take this kind of product. You should supplement with that kind of product. You need to change your diet with this. And now we're just saying, hey, great, we all drink juices and sodas and coffees and teas or whatever. Now just drink healthier, nutrient-rich versions of them that are all natural, no preservatives, created from the heart of the Amazon, which is the lungs of the planet, the heartbeat of the planet. There are millions of species of flora and fauna, many of which are nowhere else in the world, right? That are only in the Amazon.
That is exciting.
Yeah, here you have a company that's dedicated to protecting the Amazon, preserving the Amazon, but getting those great nutrients that Mother Nature has for us from there, and putting in away those great little sachets you can carry around anywhere, and
you can
they
share.
work.
You can share with your friends, with your family, with people. Well, Randy, let's finalize this interview talking about future. What do you see? Who do you see us in 5, 10 years? Let's talk about the future. Let's dream a little bit.
I bought the vision when I was down here, I don't know, 3-4 months ago, whenever the Alumbra was. 11,000 screaming, crazy FuXioners. First time in my life, I had to have the interpreter had to type what I said into a computer, and then it was printed on the big mag screens. Because There's no translation company anywhere in the country of Peru who has 11,000 headsets, right? Nobody had them.
I mean, we needed to build a building.
It's true, they had to build a building to hold these 11,000 people, which they built on the water. So I'm down there for that, and that's where I had the chance to really connect with Rafael Zuniga, Alvaro's brother. So Rafael was the investment banker who raised the money for FuXion in some of the early years for the expansion and the factories and stuff. And he started saying, Gage, you know what we're doing? We're going to be $1 billion company by 2020. We have this vision, or sooner. We're getting 75 acres in the heart of the Amazon. We're going to create FuXion World, and we're going to create this retreat where leaders can come and they can take a boat down the Amazon, and they can do spiritual growth and personal growth and see the indigenous people we hire to harvest this stuff and where the products come from and what we're doing to protect the rainforest. And I was like, wow, I didn't know all of that, even though Alvaro had been my client for a year and a half or something. We hadn't really had that discussion of what's the vision of where. So when I got to that point in my life where I said, hey, I think it's time to open another door, I looked at that and said, yeah, get with FuXion, partner with them, help them take that around the world and be $1 billion company by 2020 or sooner. I'm all over that.
Well, Randy, thank you very much. We are super happy to have you here. Thank you for your time in this interview. So let's close this with a brief message to all your followers and your FuXion friends.
Okay, ahora es el tiempo. El tiempo para FuXion.
X.
Ahora. X, ok?
X.
Cariños a todos. Paz.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time today. And see you soon. Hasta la próxima.